case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1973, the Supreme Court of the United States grappled with a significant constitutional question in the case of Palmore v. United States. At the heart of the matter was the balance of power between Congress, the judiciary, and a defendant's rights in local Washington, D.C. criminal cases. Palmore, a resident of the District of Columbia, found himself facing a felony charge for possession of an unregistered firearm. His conviction came at the hands of a local court judge without the job security typically guaranteed to federal judges under Article 3 of the Constitution. Disturbed by this, Palmore argued that his trial should have been overseen by an Article 3 judge, maintaining that the local court's status under Article 1 of the Constitution didn't provide adequate protection for defendants. Despite Palmore's conviction by the local court, this contested interpretation of the Constitution led to an appeal, and his case eventually wound its way up to the Supreme Court. Dominoes began to fall as the High Court confronted the powers of Congress to create and dictate court jurisdictions. The justices considered whether Congress overstepped its boundaries by allowing a non-tenured judge to preside over Palmore's trial, effectively circumventing the protections provided by Article 3 of the Constitution. However, the Supreme Court ultimately sided with the lower District of Columbia Court. The justices affirmed that Congress did possess the constitutional authority to enact laws applicable only within the District of Columbia, and was not obligated to provide an Article 3 court specifically for these cases. The decision resonated further as the Supreme Court ruled that Palmore's trial under a non-tenured judge did not violate his Fifth Amendment due process rights. In essence, Palmore's constitutional rights were no different from those of any citizen tried for a distinctly local crime in any of the 50 states. As unique as this case may have been, the court asserted that Article 3 could occasionally make room for specialized areas of legislation within the nation's capital.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.